So welcome everybody today. This is going to be a speech about leadership. My name is David Geigel. Thank you all for coming. So we'll get started here. So leadership is an action, not a position. So I believe you can be declared as a leader, you have to earn it. So in order to be a leader, you actually have to get the buy-in from your team. You have to inspire the goals that you set. So leadership is an action, not a position. So traits and behavior of successful leaders can be seen through results. I have some key traits that I have in my experiences that I'm going to review with you that I've learned through the years. The reason I want to share this is I believe that under the right circumstances, anyone can become a leader. I did start off my career as a busser in a restaurant, as we're in one right now, and worked my way up to operations manager. You know, through the years, I've learned a lot through mentors, and I want you to know with the right development, you can go to the next level and you can go pursue further and further as far as leadership goes. I became an operations manager of 3 businesses and grossed over $8 million, and I was recognized by the mayor of Milwaukee as an up-and-coming leader before the age of 30. So in my time, I've developed 6 area directors, I've developed 8 general managers, and I have developed 40 managers plus inspired many, many more. The key to my success was working with leaders and teams to achieve goals, along with seeking mentorship. So I had to train them and learn more when I got stuck. To lead a team, I recommend 3 simple things. Create a culture of accountability. So you got to establish that baseline. Then you want to train the people the right way. Follow up with feedback. In order to create a culture of accountability, you got to bring the right people to the team. So you need to hire people who are responsible. So what does responsibility look like? You know, you're looking for someone that is in control of projects. So when I'm doing a project or when I'm doing an interview, I ask them, hey, what kind of projects have you had? I get some feedback from the projects. Also, I ask them the time that they failed. So one thing I've learned from failures is that we all know during a failure you learn something, right? You come up with action plans. You come up with strategies. You teach these strategies for others so they don't fail like you. That helps you grow. Listen to what they have to say, because ideally this person that you're talking to, they're going to be someone when you're here or when you're not here, they're going to be making decisions on your behalf. So you want to hire that right person to make those decisions in the future. Which brings me to my next point. Hire people with integrity. So they got to do the right thing. When you're not around, when you're here, around people. When I make a decision, I always think, is what I'm doing best for the business? Is what I'm doing best for the business? And what am I doing is best for the guest? I teach the team the same thing. So if I'm not here, or if they're guarded, if they're answering yes to that question, they're making the right decision. So if they were to come back and say, hey, Dave, I made this decision, these 2 standards were met, I'm going to say great decision. If it's something that maybe we need to go another direction, I say, but next time, let's do it this way, but you did make the right decision. And that empowers that decision in the process. My next point is you got to hire people that are motivated. Motivation gets results. And we all need some results. And as a business, an operator, team leader, you need those results. It allows for more profit, better dynamics, and also resolves challenges. Now that I've talked about creating a culture of accountability, I'm going to talk about how to get your team to the next level. So one of the most important steps of leading is development. So part of the development phase, a little bit of history. All right. Part of the development process is training starts from the interview. So from day 1, keep your training standardized. Be specific. Your roles, positions, and responsibilities, you got to have details for each one of them. Incorporate potential challenges. Identify key players. Like, so if you run into some scenario, who do they go to? What resources can they use? Let them know if they're training the challenges. Let them know what to do in case of a challenge occurs. Creating a development plan brings all employees to a higher level. generally you want them to start out the same baseline. Similar skills and knowledge assist when making the right decision. Hey, this is where we are, this is what we need to do when this happens. A training plan will reduce weak links and aid. You also want to set attainable goals and follow-up dates. Biggest thing is that follow-up date. Hey, look, I need you to work on this. By when we're going to have this completed, and then that date, come back and say, hey, here are we on this goal. The development plan must incorporate how the individuals will be able to make progress. So if you exceed this, then I will offer you that. So I'm going to need you to learn these specific traits in order to get you to that next level. So now we've talked about getting the right people, how to train them, we're going to talk about how to give a team proper feedback. So leaders can be defined by the way they give and receive feedback. Change the slide real quick. So, feedbacks, 3 areas. Giving feedback. Very important for leaders. One is, you always want to start with something positive. Alright, so, hey, we did a great job with getting your details and everything accomplished. What I can do next time is potentially get it done a little bit faster, rapidly, or delegate this and have it where it'll be done in a timely fashion. So that's kind of an example of what feedback looks like to me. Using feedback efficiently needs to be an appropriate setting, close to the event. Got to be specific, can't be vague. You want to give a little more details, and in a timely fashion. When receiving feedback, for example, I do this when I'm talking to my leaders. I'll say, hey, what feedback do you have for me? What can I do better? So I actually will say, they'll say, hey Dave, I appreciate you coming with this. Going forward, I would prefer if you present in a closed setting or out in the open. You always want to thank the individual for their time and thank them for the feedback. You also want to take the suggestion to improve into consideration. Items to avoid during feedback, judgment and observations. So never come in with a bias. Never interrupt them. You don't want to ignore them, you want to listen to them. Don't be closed-minded, and use the appropriate body language. You want to be squared off with them, not paying attention, half looking. Conclusion. So in conclusion, there are many different approaches to team success. So some of the people think that if you're in a certain position, you're entitled to be a leader. I completely disagree with that thought process. I disagree because I know you need the right tools, and the right tools to lead your team for people to follow you. Also, a successful leader, you need to grow a cultural accountability and have standard to guide others towards the behavior you want. And if the behavior isn't what you want, provide feedback. Let them know. Get that feedback, get that interaction. That way it's a collective success, as I say. Individuals who have succeeded in leadership have many similar tools I have discussed. So, and outside of that, do you have any questions?